All right, do we have any special requests tonight, anybody?
No balance poses.
No balance poses?
I had a beer this afternoon.
Ah.
That would be good extra.
Okay, we won't do a lot of balance poses, but we have to do at least one. Maybe. That's funny. I need to be really close to the ground. This is going to be on the video now, Janine. Oh, that's funny. Okay, let's start seated today. Seated today. So try to sit really tall. Elongate your spine. Give a little squeeze between the shoulder blades as you rest the hands on the knees and turn the palms up to the sky. Close your eyes. Close your lips. Try to relax your jaw. Let your shoulders melt down and away from your ears. And just start to breathe through your nose. Slow and steady with the breath. Letting go of the day that's already passed by. Letting go of the entire week. Letting go of all the sounds happening around you. And just start to focus on the sound of your own breath. And the breath is moving in and out through the nose, but it's passing through the throat. So focus on your throat as you breathe in and breathe out. Control the flow of air. And see if you can send the crown of your head up just a little bit further. Proud across the chest, an open heart, encouraging an open mind. And just be open to the possibilities of what your practice may bring for you this evening. Bring your hands together at your heart. And just take a moment to set an intention for your practice this evening. Sealing in that intention with the chanting of Om. We take a deep breath in. Good. Releasing your hands from your heart. Make your way into table pose. So come to stand on your hands and your knees. Stack your shoulders directly over your wrists and your hips or your sitting bones right over top of your knees. So the distance between your two knees really shouldn't be very wide. Two of your fists would just fit in between. So if you were to look at your thighs, they'd be parallel to one another. Now point your toes straight back behind you, heavy through the tops of the feet as you lift through the low belly. Start to grip your mat with the pads of your fingers where your fingerprints are. And then on an inhale, lift the tailbone and the chin as you open the throat and look up. As you exhale, tuck the tail and the chin as you round out your back. Inhaling back into that cow, make a U shape with your spine. And exhale slowly up into your cat. And just continue now to move at the measure of your breath. Maybe you're working with your eyes closed if that's available. But there's a certain amount of vulnerability attached to being, especially in a public space with the eyes closed. So if you find it difficult, don't be too hard on yourself about it. Starting to really wake up your spine. Maybe each time you come into each posture, you're going just a little bit further. Keep your thumbs stretching in towards one another and your pinky fingers stretching out to the sides. One more inhale into cow. And one more exhale up into your cat. And then you're back in a neutral table when you're done that exhale. Stepping your right foot forward. Sliding your left leg back as far as you can take it. Widen your foot and your knee to a hip distance stance. Rise to your fingerprints and then dip your hips forward and down. And if your knee goes past your ankle, slide the left leg even further back. Lifting the chin away from the chest. Lifting the chest away from the navel. Take another full inhale, and as you exhale, look down, curl your left toes under, pick up your left knee, and take a big step forward with the left foot. Fold over your legs. Try to just let your head hang for a moment. Good, and then reach your hands for the ground. Keep your left foot where it is and take a big step back with your right foot. Lower to the right knee and untuck the right toes. Slide that right leg back as far as it'll go. Adjust your foot and knee to hip distance. All 10 of your fingerprints are gripping the earth as you lift the chest and the chin. And then start to melt your hips forward and down. Shoulders are relaxed and down, away from the ears. Eyes, whether opened or closed, are focused and not shifting around. Take another deep breath in, and with the exhale, let the chin melt towards the chest, tuck the right toes, pick up the right knee, and then big step forward with the right foot, fold over your legs. Good. Put a little subtle bend into your knees. If your hands touch the ground, turn your palms up, or you can hold your elbows. Give your head a little shake as though saying no. And then nod the head yes, up and down. One more time, shake the head no. And one more time, nod the head yes. Relax your head. Take one little peek at your feet to make sure they're parallel to one another. And then relax your head again. Start to straighten your legs a little bit at a time. Lifting your hips up and away from your heels. Try to keep the weight balanced through all four corners of your feet. And now on your next inhale, come up to a flat back. Look out in front of you. Can you still lean a bit of your weight into your toes as you do this? So hands are either on the shins or on the earth. Take one more inhale. Plant your hands on your mat at a shoulder distance width and step, walk, or hop back to the top of a push-up. Lift through the low belly as you push the earth away. Know that you can modify to the knees at any point if you need to. Spread your fingers out as wide as you can. Each and every finger makes space. Good. Now inhale, look slightly forward. As you exhale, lower towards the earth with control and then curl into cobra. So make sure your hands are behind your shoulders. Elbows are bent, hips are on the ground. Lift your kneecaps gently off the ground by pushing into the tops of your feet. Pull your heart forward, stretch your toes back, take another inhale, come up a little higher, and then lower your forehead down. Tuck your toes under, inhale to the top of a push-up, and press back to downward dog. So as you come into this first downward dog, make sure your feet are parallel and start to make any movements that feel good for your body. So your big toes are a little closer together than your inner heels are. Always keeping your feet parallel. So maybe the hips are moving around side to side, maybe the heels are walking up and down, maybe you're moving the upper body a little bit. What does your body need right now? Press into your thumbs and pointer fingers and now find a place of stillness in the pose. Press the earth away from you through your hands and let your hips float up as high as they'll go. Good, inhale, rise to the toes, soft knees look forward and let your feet come forward to your hands. Inhale, halfway up, long spine, and exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, circle the arms up, lift the chin and look up. Exhale, bring your hands together at your heart. Inhale, arms reach up, look up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway up to lengthen, plant your hands back to the top of a push-up, and again, hold your plank. Lift the low belly up towards the spine, puff up your upper back a little bit. Good, press the space between your shoulder blades towards the sky. Inhale, look slightly forward, lower slowly with control, elbows in. Send the chin forward as you lift through the back of the head, lift the kneecaps, squeeze those legs together. Good, slide your hands back an inch or two. Press the arms straight now. Make sure your shoulders are over your wrists, and then see if you can lift your thighs off the ground as well. So you're on the tops of the feet and the palms. Take another inhale. Exhale, take it back to your downward dog. So lift those hips up, push the chest, gently back, turn your big toes slightly in, breathe. Inhale and the right leg lifts up slowly. Nice. Keep your foot flexed, point your toes straight down to the ground. Point your kneecaps straight down to the ground as well. So point your toes to the earth, all the way down. Inhale, lift the right leg just a little higher and then big step forward with that right foot. Widen your feet to hip distance. Rise to your fingerprints. Straighten your back leg as much as you can. Now bring your left hand in just a little closer to the right foot and bring your right arm out like a wing. Look at your thumb. Inhale, start to lift the right arm up. Turning your chest to the right, keep pressing your left leg as straight as you can and keep bending deeply into your right knee. Stay on your left fingerprints. Good, take another inhale, really reach up. Exhale, let the right arm come down. Bring your left hand back out to the left and inhale, lift your left leg now high to the sky. Start to bow chest to thigh. So walk your hands back, tuck your chin in. Look at your left foot and make sure that your toes point straight down to the ground. So you're working that inward spiral in that upper left thigh as you flex the foot and spread the toes, pulling yourself down with the strength of your arms. So tuck your chin. Keep the back of the neck long. Tuck your chin. Tuck your chin. Good. Let's inhale that left leg just a little higher. Big step back with the left foot. Plant both your palms flat on your mat. And without lifting the heel of either hand, let your right foot join your left foot. Don't move the shoulders back. Plank pose, shoulders forward. Good. Puff up the upper back. As you inhale, look forward. Exhale, lower with control. Cobra or upward dog, your choice. Take another deep breath in and take it back to your downward facing dog and breathe. Turn your big toes just slightly in. Press the inner edges of those feet down, and on an inhale, lift your left leg up slowly. Point your toes down to the ground, right down to the ground. Spread those left toes. Inhale that left leg just a little higher and then a big step forward with your left foot. So you're bringing your foot to the inside edge of your left hand, walking that foot as close to the left hand as you can so you're at a hip distance stance. Press your right leg as straight as you can. You're on your fingerprints. Think about Spider-Man hands. Gripping, pushing the earth away. Now the right hand comes just a little closer, left arm like a wing. Look at your thumb. Make sure your right shoulder's over your right wrist, and inhale, start to lift the left arm up. But keep pressing your right leg as straight as you can. Continue to bend deeply into your left knee. Push into your left big toe and your inner left heel. So press your right leg straight. One more inhale, reach even higher. Exhale, lower the left arm. Move the right hand back out to the right. Now we're going to inhale, lift the right leg high to the sky and bow chest to thigh. Walk your hands back slowly. Start to move your chest towards your left leg, then tuck the chin. Look at your right foot and knee and make sure they're pointing to the ground. Use the strength of your arms. Pull yourself down. Pull the top of your head towards the top of your left foot. Spread your right toes as much as you can. Good. Inhale, lift that right leg up, up, up. Exhale, big step back with that foot. Plant both your palms flat on your mat. So keep your shoulders over your wrists this time as you step your left foot back to join your right. You're at the top of a push-up. Push up. Good. Breathe. Lift through the low belly. Puff up your upper back. Good. Imagine your upper back was almost slightly rounded. That's how much you're pushing the space between the shoulder blades up. Good, Sarah. That's awesome. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, lower with control. Curl into your cobra or lift to your up dog. Exhale, hold. Take one more inhale and take it back to your downward facing dog. And just breathe here. In and out, slow and steady. Good, and your next inhale, rise to the toes, soft knees, look forward, and exhale, bring your feet to your hands. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold over your legs. Walk your feet together so your big toes are touching. Try not to have too much space between your heels. Your feet should be parallel. Bend your knees, squeeze your thighs together. Bend your knees, squeeze your knees together, squeeze your thighs together. Good, now keep your knees bent just as they are. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. As you lift the upper body up, don't unbend your legs. So come all the way up as high as you can with the chest. Point your tailbone down slightly. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears. Can you look at the space between your palms? So your palms are facing one another at a shoulder distance width. Good, let's inhale, straighten the legs, reach up, take the back bend, and then fold forward over the legs. Inhale, look forward and lengthen. Plant both palms. Walk, step, or hop back to the top of a push-up. And breathe. Send the crown of your head towards the river. Stretch your tailbone back behind you. Puff up your upper back. Look forward as you inhale. Nice and slow, lower yourself down. Curl into your cobra or lift to your upward dog. Hold. Shoulders are down away from the ears in both postures. Take one more inhale. Take it back to down dog as you exhale. Inhale, lift the right leg up slowly. Keep those toes pointing straight down to the ground. So you want your hips to be level as you lift the right leg. Now we're gonna take them from level to stack. So inhale, lift the right leg even higher, bend the right knee, start to lift that right hip on top of the left hip as much as you can, and draw the right heel towards the left buttock. But make sure you're not lifting your right shoulder or your head. So relax your head, let it hang. Bring your right shoulder back down, level with the left. So Bridget, bring your right shoulder down a little bit and relax your head. Good. Inhale, straighten your right leg and square off your hips and take a big step forward with your right foot. Good, walk that right foot out to the right, wiggle that left foot back as far as you can, rise to the fingerprints, lifting the chest away from the thigh. We're already about 20 minutes into our practice, so I'm not sure, it's going to be a little difficult to, maybe not. There's a few different groups that practice down here, yeah. Good, press your left leg as straight as you can. Beautiful. Now bring your right hand to your right knee and your left hand to your right knee and bring your chest up. Walk your hands up to your hips. Bring your shoulders back as much as you can. Now making sure your right knee is over your right ankle, let the arms hang down, palms open, and inhale, lift the arms up to the sky, and then sit your hips a little deeper if you can. Keep pulling the right hip back and the left hip forward. Take another inhale, reach up, really open the heart, and then exhale, release your hands down. Bend your left knee, lift your left leg, and walk your hands forward away from your foot. So we're not folding this time, we're walking the hands forward. How much can you lift your chest away from the ground? So you're looking forward just ahead of your hands, and as you push your left heel straight back behind you, send the crown of the head towards the river. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, walk your hands back so you can plant your palms. Step your left foot back, and then your right foot joins it. Press back to your downward dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up. So keep your left foot pointing down. So Claire, bring that left hip down, 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 down. Good. Spread your left toes. Inhale, start to lift the left leg higher, bend your knees, start to stack your hips, but don't lift your left shoulder or your head. So relax your head. So imagine you were trying to turn your navel to the west without turning your chest. Lower the left shoulder down. Inhale, straighten your legs, square those hips, big step forward with your left foot. Wiggle that right foot back. Make sure your feet are hip distance. It's going to be helpful as we come to more of a balanced pose. If your feet are in line with one another, it's going to be a lot harder. Bring your hands to your knee, to your hips. Draw your shoulders back, but keep your left knee bent deeply. Relax your arms down. Press your right leg as straight as you can. And as you inhale, lift your arms up and look up if you can. Remember, anytime you move your drishti in a balanced pose, it challenges you more. So if you're already challenged enough, don't move the eyes. Keep that left knee right over the left ankle, maybe moving the knee a little bit to the baby toe edge of the foot. Inhale, reach up, stretch those hands back. Exhale, let the arms come down. Press off the right foot now, lifting the right leg, walk your hands forward. Keep your hips level. So look down ahead of your hands. So looking forward a little bit. Send the crown of your head towards Detroit and send your right heel back towards Riverside Drive. Stretch out the body. Spread those right toes. Good, take another deep breath in. As you exhale, walk your hands back so you can plant them. Step back with the right foot. And then the left foot steps back and press back to your downward dog. Good, breathe. Turn your big toes in a little bit. Press the inner edges of your feet down. Spiral your inner thighs back behind you. Push into your thumbs and your pointer fingers. Breathe. Spread your fingers even wider. Grip with those hands. Inhale onto the toes. Soft knees, look forward. Feet to hands as you exhale. Inhale, come up halfway and lengthen. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, circle the arms up, look up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Big toes touch, little space between the heels. Bend your knees, sit the hips down. Keeping those knees bent as you reach down, pull the belly in, inhale, reach forward, and all the way up. Keep that tailbone tucked downwards, lift the chin and look between those hands. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Now find a drishti that's straight ahead or straight ahead and slightly down. Focus your eyes, lift your heels. So Jayashree, you're gonna wanna take your gaze forward or slightly down. Keep squeezing those legs together. Sit a little deeper with those hips. Can you sit all the way down to your heels and bring your hands to your heart? Take your arms straight out in front of you. Slowly inhale, begin to come all the way up. Straighten the legs. Turn your palms to face each other. Let the arms slowly rise. Take another inhale and lower your heels down. Inhale, lift the chin, look up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look out in front of you, lengthen. Plant your palms. Step back to the top of a push-up. Lower your right knee down and bring it under your hip. Plant your left foot, suction cup directly behind your right knee. So make sure you're not sliding your right knee too far forward. Try to keep it right back under your hip. So Bridget, can you slide your right knee back just a little bit? Not to the right, but back towards your left. Yeah, there you go. Look at your right thumb and now take your left arm and float it up to the sky. And if you need a little kickstand to help your balance, slide your right foot back a bit. Now turn your left palm towards Detroit and take your arm over your ear. Press through that right hand. Spiral your chest open to the left. So Bridget, turn your left palm to the ground. Good. But let the left shoulder roll back again. So let your left, yeah, you got it, beautiful. Inhale, take your left arm to the sky. Look down, lower your hand down. Widen your hands to shoulder distance, step back to plank pose. Set your left knee down and plant your right foot flat. Bring your left hand in and line it up with your knee. If you need the kickstand, left foot back. Gazing at your left thumb, now the right arm reaches straight up to the sky. Grip with those left fingers, push the earth away. Rotate your right palm towards Detroit, arm over the ear. Pull both shoulders down away from your ears here. Nice. As you reach your right arm over the ear, angle your pinky finger down a little bit. Good. Inhale, right arm reaches up. As you exhale, look down, lower your hand down. Widen your hands to shoulder distance and step back to the top of a push-up. And just press back to downward dog right now. And take a moment to stretch out the spine, the arms, the back of the legs. Breathe. Good. Inhale, lift the right leg up slowly and take a big step forward with your right foot. Walk your hands around to the left now and turn to the west. Good. Now adjust your feet to one leg's length apart. Pigeon toe your feet by turning your big toes in and sliding your heels out. Look out in front of you as you inhale. With your hands shoulder distance, plant your palms and start to walk your hands back. Start to pull yourself down. Relax your head. How far back can you walk your hands? Maybe they're in between your feet. Maybe they're even further back. So as your elbows start to bend, keep your elbows shoulder distance apart. So Maureen, go a little wider with your hands. Yeah, good. Hug your elbows in though. Pull your shoulders up and back, everybody, away from your ears. Imagine you could pull yourself right through those legs. So Kenny, can you bring your heels out even a tiny bit more? Just the heels, good. Really press through all four corners of your feet. Inhale, start to walk the hands forward, rise to the fingerprints and look out in front of you. Put a little bend in your knees now and let your hands travel to your hips. Strong legs, we inhale, rise to standing. Good, keep those feet pigeon-toed. Inhale, arms to a T. Exhale, clasp your hands behind your back. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and really crack open that chest. Inhale, send the crown to the sky. Exhale, hinge and fold. Leading with your heart as you come down. Relax your head. Start to pull your arms away from your back. Keep sending your knuckles up and away, shoulders away from the ears. Good. Try to let your toes take just as much weight as your heels here. Good. One more inhale, stretch the arms a little further. Exhale, release the arms down. Walk your hands back around to the front of your mat. Turn your right toes out, come onto the ball of your left foot. Plant both your palms flat. Step back to downward dog. Hips to the sky. So those of you that are stepping back, lifting the heels of your hands off the ground, really try to keep both your palms connected. We only have two wrists. We don't have spares that we can take out when we cause injury to our wrist over time. Because if we lift one heel of the hand off the ground, we're putting a whole lot of weight into the other hand. So just be really conscious. Try to really keep both palms flat. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Walk your hands around to the right. Good. Start to walk your feet apart. And keep walking your feet apart. How wide can you walk your feet apart? Keep walking the feet wider and wider until you can't go any further. So your hands are on the ground. They're supporting your weight. Some of you might be low enough to come to your forearms, but you want to try to keep your hips and your ankles in line with one another. So imagine the flexibility that you would need to get your inner thighs to touch the ground. What would that take? How many years of practice? Do you have enough in this lifetime to get there? We're patient, but we're persistent. We breathe into the tight areas of the body over time. And with effort, we start to open those areas up. So Jayashri, try to bring your hips back just a smidgen. Good. Keep those hips in line with the ankles. Keep those feet gripping the earth. Can your feet go even a millimeter further apart? Just the last 2 breaths here. Find your edge. Good. On your next inhale, slowly start to lift the torso. Walk your feet back towards one another. Walk your hands back around to the top of your mat. Turn your left toes out. So we're going to try it here. Both palms are flat on the ground. If you need to drop your left leg behind your left arm, do so. So don't lift the heel of either hand. Pick up your left foot, step it back to meet your right foot, and press back to your down dog. Draw those shoulders back and away from the ears. Good. Take another deep breath in, and with your exhale, lower your knees down to the ground. Slide your hands back towards your knees. Don't lower your chest. So keeping your hands at a shoulder distance stance, fingers spread as wide as they can go. Take the top of your head down onto the ground, away from your hands, so all 3 points are the same distance wide. So Bridget, you want to be on the top of your head though, so you can look back, right onto the crown of your head. Okay, so you're going to bring your hands back a little bit, Bridget, so your elbows are over your wrists. So I'm just checking with everybody. Now, hug your elbows in so they're not going wider than your shoulders. If this is enough, stay right here. Can you curl your toes under though? Some of you might be able to straighten the legs. Walk your feet towards you. If you have any pain in your neck, lower your knees. How far in towards the face can you walk the feet? Can you set your knees on the backs of your arms? Just above the elbows, toes are on the ground to start. So Sarah, see if you can walk your feet a little closer and get your knees on the top of the arms, not beside. So lift those hips really high. There you go, perfect. Now keep your elbows hugging in, keep your knees hugging in. Can you lift your knees an inch off your arms? If you can and feel steady, you might be continuing to lift the legs up. If it's too much, set the knees back onto the backs of the arms. Keep breathing. So Kenny, can you bring your legs even closer this way towards my voice? Yeah, that's better. That's a little straighter. Good. Now, if your legs are up in the air, can you bring your knees back to your elbows? Can you let the weight start to settle back? Can you lift your head up off the ground? Really push into those hands. Hug the belly in, Ken. Oh, nice one. Good. Let the toes touch down. Take it back into child's pose. Good work. Take a few breaths here. You have your head low, so don't pop up like a cork. Stay down. Transition slowly. Okay, bring your hands to your thighs and slowly press up. And let that blood just slowly come down away from the head and the face. So we move from the king of all asanas to the queen of all asanas. I think most of you have a shoulder stand or some variation of, even if it's just legs up in the air. If you have no idea what I'm saying, let me know, because then I'll help you out. So if you have a shoulder stand practice, you're moving into it. Are you familiar with shoulder stand, Bridget? Okay. So can I use you for a second, Claire, as I explain it? because you don't want to turn your head as you come into it. If you have the ability when you're lying on your back to push into your hands, so you'll just watch her for a second instead of coming into it. Can you bring your knees into your chest, Claire? Pop your hips up off the mat and drop your legs right over your face. So you're going to bring your knees into your chest. Do you have a shoulder stand?
Yeah, sorry, I don't.
Sorry, knees to chest?
No, I don't know why I was.
That's okay. That's okay. And then lift your hips up, drop your legs right over your face. So bring your legs down for a second, Claire. So you'll start with the legs over the face. Do you think you have the ability to get your hips up in the air?
I think so.
So you're going to keep your head straight for me. So you're looking straight up to the sky. Pop the hips up. There you go. Bring your hands to your low back for me. So bring your hands right on your back. So point your fingers up to the sky. So right on your low back, and try to hug your elbows in as much as you can. And then see if you can let your legs kind of come up in the air now. You want to still be able to breathe, no pain in the neck. Feels good? Looks great. Okay, good job. So here we are, we're relaxing our feet now. So don't strain too much, don't flex your feet, try to relax your toes. Let the legs just float there. And breathe as deeply as you can. Good, take another deep breath in, and on your exhale, just let your right leg come over your face, but keep your left leg up in the air. Wait for an inhale, let your right leg come back up, and then with the exhale, let the left leg come down. Keep the right leg as straight as possible. Good, on your next inhale, left leg comes up. Can you exhale, let both legs come down? So keep the head straight. How close to the face can your legs get? Maybe your toes have touched the ground behind your head. You're super close there, Bridget. You're maybe like 3 inches, 2 inches off the ground. If the feet are floating, keep your hands on your back. If your feet are on the ground, your palms can press into the ground, or you can clasp your hands, your choice. Janine, if you want a little hip opener in your pose, you could take the legs wide and use your hands to open those legs up if you'd like, just to give you a little variation there. Now, keep your legs close to your face and press your palms into the ground. Start to lower your upper back down to the ground. So you're going to keep your head pressing into the ground, and you're rolling out one vertebra at a time. That's good, Bridget, perfect. Keep your head down, use your kind of abdominal muscles to control that descent. And then once your hips come down to the ground, send your heels to the sky and lower both legs now slowly down. Beautiful. Walk your feet towards you. Plant your feet right in front of your buttocks at a hip distance stance. Bring your arms nice and tight to your sides and press your palms down. Turn your big toes in just a little bit. Sarah, separate your feet just a tiny bit. Maureen, bring your feet in just a tiny bit. On an inhale, lift your hips up to the sky. Can your hands walk a little closer together? Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Some of you might be able to clasp your hands. Some of you might feel better palms flat. Try not to let your knees splay open. Nice adjustment. Good, breathe. We're in bridge pose. This is Setu Bandhasana. It's part of the shoulder stand sequence. Push your chest just a little closer to your chin and inhale, lift the hips up, up, up. Rise to your toes, send your arms to a T. And roll your back slowly down to the ground. So slide your hands just a little lower than your shoulders. So your arms are still to a T, but your hands are a little lower than your shoulders. So Jayashri, arms to a T. Inhale, draw your knees into your chest, and then start to lower your legs to the right as you turn your head to the left. So keep your arms to a T. Relax your feet. Make sure that your left shoulder hasn't pulled away from the ground here. Maybe you want to add the weight of your right hand to the outside of that left knee or thigh. Maybe you can squeeze your knees a little closer to your chest. Your knees might be in so close that your right hand can reach for the outer edge of your left foot, and maybe it feels good to straighten the left leg. Maybe it feels good to straighten both legs. This is your practice, so make the pose feel right for you. Good, you're breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Take another deep breath in. If you've straightened one leg or both, re-bend the knees. Press both your palms down to the ground and inhale back to center with the head and the knees. Change sides as you exhale. So try not to lift your right shoulder off the ground. Your chest should be facing the sky still. Head is turned to the right. Maybe you're adding the weight of your left hand to the right leg, but don't do so if it's causing your whole right side of your upper back to pull away from the ground. If your knees are really close to your chest, maybe you're grabbing a hold of the outer edge of your right foot and straightening the leg. Maybe you're straightening, both legs. Relaxing the body, letting gravity pull you down. Good. If you've straightened the legs, re-bend the knees. If you've lifted the left arm, plant it back down, push into both palms. Inhale, slowly bring the head and the knees to center. Reach for your knees with your hands. Squeeze them into the chest and gently rock from side to side. Try to let your head move freely with your torso. Good, roll back to center, open those knees up wide, and then point the soles of the feet to the sky. Now you can reach in between your legs without lifting your tailbone. Maybe you can grab your shins, maybe your ankles, maybe your big toes, but don't lift your tailbone off the ground. Stack your ankle right on top of your knee. So don't take your feet wider than your knees though. And then use the strength of your arms to gently pull your knees down towards the ground. Sarah, try grabbing your big toes instead. And then bring those ankles a little wider and keep your knees wide. Yeah, you got it. Pull those knees gently down. Take one more deep breath in. Pull those knees down, down, down. As you exhale, release the grip with the hands. Bring the knees into the chest. Squeeze them in. Inhale, draw the forehead towards the knees. Exhale, squeeze yourself into a tight little ball and take one last inhale. Hold the breath, squeeze every muscle, squeeze, and release. Grab your extra clothing. You're about to get a bit cooler, I think, so maybe cover yourself up. We're gonna have to start bringing parkas down here when we practice. So the more comfortable you are, the less fidgety you will be. And we try not to fidget. We try to maintain stillness. Our physical stillness encourages mental stillness. So take those feet nice and wide, let them fall out to the sides. Turn your palms to the sky. Tuck your chin a little closer to your chest and relax. Let your breath become softer and softer. Let your body grow heavier and heavier. Relax. Relax. Begin to slowly deepen your breath and start to bring movement back to your fingers and your toes. The wrists and ankles can begin to move. The head can turn slowly side to side, just reawakening the body. Keep your eyes closed as your head rolls to center. Slide your legs together. Stretch your arms over your head. Take a really deep breath in. Make the body as long as can be. And as you exhale, relax the arms down to the sides. Draw your knees into your chest. And just rock from side to side. Good. Roll over onto your right side. Pause for just a moment. Try to keep your eyes still closed, and with very slow movement, begin to make your way up to seated. And just take a comfortable seat that you can hold for a minute or two. Turn your palms up to the sky. Let the tip of your thumb and pointer finger join at the tip, keeping the last 3 fingers extended. Try to straighten the arms. So the hands are on the backs of the knees. Chest is gently moving through the upper arms as you give a little squeeze between those shoulder blades. And when the eyes are closed, it heightens the other senses. So notice all the sounds around you. Try not to be attached to any one sound in particular. As another sound comes into your awareness, acknowledge it and let it go, and see if you can find another sound before moving on again. Bring your palms together at your heart center. And put a firm amount of pressure between the hands as you lift up through the crown of the head. Take a moment and thank yourself for showing up tonight. And then send a silent thank you out to those who came to join you in this yoga practice. And even further, just to all the other people around us who've shared their energy. And we end our practice this evening with the chanting of Om. Take a deep breath in. I honor that place in you where the entire universe resides, that place of love, of light, of truth, and of peace. And when you are present in that place in you, and I am present in that place in me, we are one. Namaste.
That flew. I was going, we're done already?
I'm glad we moved it to 6 because 7 o'clock would have been really chilly, I think. Yeah. So just keep an eye out for emails as things shift and change. Like if it continues to stay really, really cold, we might start to keep moving more classes inside, but it's hard to practice when you're cold.
It's supposed to be the wind right now, yeah.
It was okay when the sun was a little stronger.
Sun sees